Yo, what it is, world? It's your boy Jay News, and you are now listening to Not Rated Radio on Dash Radio's Dash Discover. And today, you just got done listening to I'm Not Screaming, You Are Takeover. And now I have the chance to interview this very, very talented artist. It's my pleasure to introduce the one and only Destiny. How you doing, love?
What up, y'all? What's going on? It's Destiny here in the building with Dash Radio. J News over here, Not Rated Radio.
You heard, you heard. You're a real key person behind Not Rated Radio, so it's only right that we can do this for you.
Oh, well, I'm excited to do it. Shoot, me and Jay go way back. This is the man, the myth, the legend. So we're going to get it popping today.
We gonna get it popping. So how we get it started is by letting all the fans and supporters know and get a brief summary on who Destiny is from your start of your career to where you are now.
Well, what up, y'all? Just like he said, I'm Destiny. So I'm a singer-songwriter, creative director based here in LA. Had two creative parents who, got regular jobs like most of our parents do who are kind of creative. And so I just kind of grew up watching my parents, go hustle, do like the 9 to 5, and then always kind of step out of the box, sing, dance, do different shows, choreograph. So it's like I kind of grew up always seeing my parents hustle and do creative things as well. So it's like for me, I always knew no matter what I did, I always had to stay creative. So from the time I was little, started playing piano around the age of 5 or so, kind of on and off, got into junior high and high school, did the whole choir thing, band, all that, learned music. When I went to college, I minored in music. So it's like music has always kind of been a part of my life, music, dance, whatever kind of creative things I can get my hands on. So yeah, now as an adult, putting out my EP, I'm Not Screaming, You Are, and just kind of carving out my own way as an artist. So
Okay. All right. Now talk about your EP that you dropped. The I'm Not Screaming You Are. Why that name? That's kind of cool.
well, I mean, it's kind of it's kind of a little bit of a play on that, like, I'm not crying, you are, like, when you feel something so deeply, but you feel like you can't really put that emotion out there. So it's like, I don't know if you've ever been so like ticked off, pissed off, like so upset, where you literally just kind of grab your head and you're screaming in your head, but it's like the sound doesn't necessarily come out of your mouth. Like, you ever have those moments where you're like, I am so pissed off right now, and it's just like you just want to be like, ah, but like nothing comes out. So that's kind of like the concept of the album, is just like everything has gone to absolute crap, and I just want to scream my head off. But it's just like, am I screaming or are you screaming? Like, I feel like screaming. I'm hearing screaming, but it's not physically coming out of my mouth. So that's kind of the concept of the project.
So is the project pretty much like stuff you've been through in life that's just gathered and put on into one piece of work, or is this like different stories that you encountered or heard from, or what's more so the project about?
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much like everybody over quarantine, I feel like almost all of our lives fell apart at some point in time. And so it's like for me personally, it was just like I went through a lot of stuff. Like, I was in the hospital, I almost lost my life, like not from COVID or anything, but just like a whole nother situation, like relationships fell apart, like left my apartment. It was a whole thing. And so it's just like, really, like, is all this happening right now? And so it's kind of the most of the album is, pretty much the past year for me. But then it's like I have a few songs kind of here and there that touch on, things from the past, like maybe 10 years ago or so. Just songs that have kind of always been in process, but it's just like, when you make songs and they just kind of sit on the back burner for a long time. And then you come back around to it and you're like, actually, this was kind of dope. Maybe I should finish this up. So two of those songs ended up on the project. One of them being Catch, which was like, I think the second song that I ever wrote on guitar. I just like holed myself in a room, started writing it, and then it just sat around for like 8, 9 years. So yeah.
Now tell the people, because I know you personally. Tell the people what the project that you made. These have been songs that you already had, correct? It hasn't been like songs that you already made currently, right?
Well, I would say like three of the songs are really, really current. Like, I pretty much wrote in process like for this project, or I had kind of like fragments of it that I had written like a couple years ago, decided to pick up on and kind of finish. And then the song Catch I wrote way, way back when, and it almost didn't end up on the project, but it actually ends up being, one of the favorite songs that people have listened to on the project. But that song was actually a bonus track that the people that invested in the album decided that, you know, they wanted to pull enough money for me to be able to put it on there. So I'm glad it ended up on the project.
Hell yeah, yeah, yeah. I've listened to the project. You know, we worked on some tracks for the reference tracks, and it's definitely dope. But I want you to tell the people and talk to the people about how this came about for you, because you're not signed, you're an independent artist. What was the backstory? You already gave us a backstory about the music. Now the backstory about the hustle. How was you out there making moves happen, girl?
Man, okay, so this this is totally like a God thing because this is totally not me in any way, shape, or form. I do not like asking people for nothing. I will literally sit there and grit and collect change on the corner, like whatever it is I have to do to put my art out there, like I will do it. So this particular situation, I had just been wanting to put out a project for quite some time, and I had all these songs kind of floating around in my head, tons of stuff in my iPad that I like hadn't even finished yet. And like I remember it was like December and I was sitting around and I was just kind of like meditating and being like, you know what? Like I'm just going to do it. Like, okay, God, I want to put out this EP, but I have no idea how and I have no money. And like there's no way like I can't really hustle any more than what I'm already doing and I want to do this. And then it was like within a week it was like, "Oh, so we about to do this crowdfunding situation." Okay, all right. Oh God, I have to go and ask people for money. Like this is not what I want to do. But I was like, we're gonna go for it. So for about a month and a half, I researched, figured out, okay, what crowdfunding platform or lack of platform do I want to do. I decided to kind of do my own crowdfunding on my own website instead of going through the major, you know, companies like Crowdfunder and Kickstarter. They take like a huge percentage of what you make, and I knew the project was going to be small and it wasn't going to cost a lot. So I wanted to use every single dollar that people gave me for the actual project. So fundraised on my own uh, website, emailed people day and night, called people day and night for like a good, I want to say like 6 weeks, and raised like 34, around 33, $3,400 for the project. And then this studio had been messaging me for months, and I was like, all right, like let's check them out. Ended up being super dope. Shout out to Moose Cat Recording over here in LA. Super, super dope, kind of like boutique studio. Loved working with them. Hit up this dude here, Jay, to come and help me with my reference track. So that was really dope. Yeah, and it was just like all the pieces kind of fell together at that point. And that's kind of how the project came to be. I think within like 5.5 months, the project was out. So yeah.
Hey, that's what it is. I think people need to. That's an amazing story. Every time you know, when you first told me that, I was like, damn, you really got it like that? Because you don't hear a lot of people that actually get the, you know, what they're asking for, and you even exceeded more, you know, a little bit more than what you was asking for. So that's definitely dope. But I definitely feel like the people need to hear more stories about that. It's just not no overnight type of success type of thing. It's really a everyday grind, like really like you've been doing, strategically planning, getting your stuff together, making your own, you know, GoFundMe page, quote unquote, on your own page. So that's like, damn, you know.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of freaking work. Like just even trying to get the website portion down. Like for me, it's like I've built websites before. I know some coding, but I'm not super super extensive. I would not consider myself like an IT person, but I was just like, yo, like it's really important to me that the people that invest in me really see that their money is going into this project and it's going to be a professional, you know, piece that I can put out and that they'll really, you know, enjoy seeing this is the project here. So, you know, I really pulled together all of my resources, all of my connects, and just, you know, really people that really mess with me on a different level that have just always backed me from the beginning. Just really stepped in and were like, you know, I want to help you. One of my homegirls, Dominique, helped me with the cover art, and it's just like, it was just like really an amazing like project to really work on. And you know, the guitar player, the background singer, you know, shout out to Isaac and Adon just for coming in and just killing everything. So it was magic. Like it was just dope.
Okay. Now with this project, what would you say that your favorite song is, or do you have a favorite song, or do you like all just fit with you so well?
Like I like all of them for different reasons, but I would say like it would probably have to be Lost in the Forest. Like that is my freaking jam. Like you know when you have a song that you're just so attached to and you just like not even to be like I don't know cocky stuff, but it's like you know when you have a song of yours that you've made and it's just constantly stuck in your head and you're like this is going to be that track. Like that's how I felt about Lost in the Forest when I wrote it. That song, like I had so much to say. I was like, "Oh, I'm so angry. I'm about to put everything down." That song was like 10 pages long initially when I wrote it. And I had to condense that mess down and was like, "Okay, I know people in this day and age don't want to listen to a 15-minute song. even though I do, but I'm gonna condense it down, and I think it's like maybe 3.5, 4 minutes or something like that. Yeah. But just the whole creative process of that song and like the sounds and like the writing and just all the references that I have for that song, like it just came out beautifully, like just packaged amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Now, well, for the people that haven't heard your sound or just perhaps missed the first half of the show, go ahead and describe your sound real quick to the people so they can kind of get a drift of who iDestiny is.
My music is very avant pop. It definitely has a lot of a cappella influence, lots of stacked vocals, not a lot of instrumentation. There's only one song on the entire album that has an instrument, and then Lost in the Forest has like a clock in the background that we kind of like distorted the sound, and that is it. Like very, very stripped, but at the same time, very, very full. Like tons of stacked vocals. It's definitely more on the atonal side. It's like it's not really in a key. It's very, very fluid. People like to listen to it kind of like for meditation, for yoga, whatever. It just kind of has like a very ethereal and abstract vibe to it. So, yeah, definitely not something that you twerk to or listen to the radio. I mean, you could if you want to, but it's definitely more of an abstract vibe. Yeah.
Abstract vibe is perfect way to put it because it definitely is a vibe, but it's definitely something new, and I feel like people can gravitate towards because the music we hearing daily is like it's all the same. It sounds like it's all sound like everybody's talking about the same thing. But when I work with you on this project and listen to the final piece, it was just like something different that I feel like people can just be like, yeah, this is it. This is something I can, like you said, do yoga to, or just be on some cool stuff that you ain't always gotta be so turned all the time.
Your kickback or whatever, just put it on, get you some drink, and just, chill out. It's kind of like on that type of vibe. Or for some of you that are just kind of like, what is that exactly? So for some of your favorite rap artists that you guys listen to, a lot of those kind of weird tracks that they sample, my music would kind of be in that realm, so to speak.
Well, name an artist.
Okay, for instance, like Drake. Drake samples a lot of stuff that's kind of more in the ambient, abstract, or world music kind of genres. So mine kind of has a little bit of that kind of, a little bit of tribal influence, a little bit of a kind of new age, abstract kind of vibe fused together. So, yeah. He actually samples some of my favorite artists, so that's always nice.
Oh, yeah, if Drake sampling is definitely fire. But okay, so stepping back into this interview some more, talk now about your next steps that you have moving forward. Since the EP just dropped, any music videos we should be looking out for? What's the next steps?
Okay, so next steps, I've just been kind of like pushing the project, promoting it. But I am having a giveaway actually on my channel. If you go and look at my visualizer for the whole project, you can actually win an autographed copy of I'm Not Screaming You Are, some jewelry, some merch. I'll be giving away a gift card, Amazon gift card as well. So if you guys actually want to help me choose my next music video, you can jump on there and the link will be in the visualizer description. Yeah.
Talk a little bit more about that.
Give everyone an idea of the feelings that I had behind each song, kind of the emotions, and a little bit more of the story. So if you watch the visualizer, there's kind of quotes in between each song that kind of explain what visualizer you're going to see next and kind of a little bit more about each song.
Is that any set date when that's supposed to happen, or?
Yes, actually the giveaway is in process now and it's going to be going through July 31st. So make sure you jump in on that. Yeah, so I'm actually letting you guys choose my next music video because the visualizer is essentially my concepts that I have for each song on the project.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard her. Go check it out and stop playing with yourself.
Right. Spotify, Apple Music, all that.
Run up them numbers, you heard? So we're going forward, Destiny. Who would you like to most collaborate with in the industry if you ever got the chance to do?
Oh my gosh. Okay. First and foremost, Gorillaz. Absolutely Gorillaz. I just feel like ever since I was a little girl, when you have that artist that you feel like raised you, kind of like you grew up with that music, and it's just like every time they drop a project, it kind of exemplifies your life during that time, or just kind of grows you into the person that you're meant to be. Have you ever felt like, yeah, I don't know. I've just always felt that way with Gorillaz. Like, ever since they dropped that Clint Eastwood with the cartoons and everything, I think I was like in third or fourth grade. I was like, this is banging. Like, I need this right now. And actually, I was listening to their last project before this interview, but definitely Gorillaz, 100%. I would love to just be a fly on the wall when Bjork is creating like her next project. She's always just been like the top of pushing boundaries as far as creativity and just as far as music videos, music, sounds, everything, samples. So,
That's a pretty legendary pick right there. Legendary picks, I would say, right there, for the music. Now we've been talking about the music, this interview, but I wanted to step in real quick and let the fan supporters know about the other business ventures that you have going on for yourself, because you're the female jack of all trades. You got everything going on, and I just want you to talk a little bit about the other stuff you have.
well, I have a boutique media company called Sailing in the Desert. So we kind of help behind the scenes with artists. If you're an artist who's on a budget and you're just like, I don't know what I need to be doing. I don't know if I need a website. I don't know if I need behind the scenes. I don't know what. We kind of help you with that. So we'll show up to events. Also, if you're a small business, we've done everything from, wine companies to jewelry and clothing, pop-up shops, all that. So we kind of do behind the scenes videos for that. We do music videos as well. I creative direct, a little bit of styling. So you can also go check out the Instagram page for more. Sailing in the Desert, all as one word.
Check it out. Stop playing. That we definitely not rated radio approve over here at Dash Radio. So please go follow her and please run up the numbers for the music. You dig it? Um, Stepping into this last question, Destiny, I just want to know, and I think the people want to know too, what is some advice that you can give a woman that's coming up, like that's following the same footsteps as you? What can you give them as advice as being a female in this industry?
I would say screw everybody. Like, to be honest, I know it's just like it becomes such a thing to kind of like sleep your way to the top. I mean, if that's you, if that's what you want to do, I ain't judging. Get your bag, girl, whatever. But for like me personally, it was always kind of just like whatever I do, like I want to be true to myself and do exactly what I want to do. And my dad used to always kind of make fun of me because of like that Frank Sinatra song, like I did it my way. He's like, that's literally gonna be you. Like you're gonna fight tooth and nail to do it exactly your way. Like I've had people try to come up to me and be mentors and, oh, I can get you this and this, bag of money and get you this opportunity in this show. But it's just like if I felt in any way, shape, or form that it went against who I was and what I wanted and my ideals and the way that I saw myself developing as an artist, like I just turned it down. Like people have tried to sign me, people have tried to put me in girl groups. Oh, you can sing and you're, a professional dancer. Great, let's like put you on stage with these other girls. And it's just every time I'm just like, that's not what I want to do. Like I don't care. Like you could pay me whatever. Like I'm not doing it. If it's not who I am as an artist, like always be true to you because at the end of the day, like you're going to be alone with you. You're going to have to sit there and decide like, was this really me? Does this make me happy? And if it doesn't, if you're constantly looking over your shoulder like, oh, I don't know, people have these expectations of me. If that's going to constantly be your mindset, like just don't do it. Don't do it. Always do you. If you're like, this is the sound that I want to make that sound. If this is how you want to dress that way. Whatever it is, like don't let anybody tell you that you have to do this, that, and the third to be, in that particular lane and, sacrifice who you are. Just do you. The money will come, the situation, the opportunities will come. I've literally seen it. Like as long as I stay in my lane, stuff just starts popping up out of nowhere, like random opportunities, like just dope stuff, like dope people that want to work with you for you. So yeah.
Stick to being you, being dope individuals, being
That's
dope.
it.
And that's it. That's all, folks. Well, Destiny, I want to give thank you again for hopping on the show and chopping it up and taking over, Not Rated Radio with your music, with your EP. Please give everybody where they can find you on social media, where they can find your music, where they can find everything about you and stay in tune with you.
Okay, so, obviously Instagram, I feel like I'm on there the most. I'm always trying to post stories and, whatever else. So that's at the iDestiny, and that's on Twitter, that's on Facebook, that's on all those other social media platforms. Or you could just go to theidestiny.com and I have everything on there. You can stream my music, you can buy my music, you can download it, you can get an autographed CD, you can see my videos on there. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you can also go and enter that giveaway by July 31st. Don't forget. But yeah, those are all the places where you can find me. And make sure you stream I'm Not Screaming, You Are, and check out the visualizer.
Yes, yes, yes. Stream it up, y'all, and do what you got to do, you know. All right. Well, all right, that's it. We gonna wrap it up with this. You stay safe out there, and thank you again for hopping on and taking over. And until next time.
We out.
We out.